Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. You're going to be so happy you came by today because we've got a beautiful woman on, a friend and colleague. Her name is Loretta Wetzel, known as Mama Soul Wisdom. She's a prominent family entrepreneur, expert, business owner, and transformational leader. Loretta is passionate about helping families unlock freedom by creating personal and business success through entrepreneurship. Her mission is to impact 500,000 families by exposing them to business ownership. And this allows families to heal that transformational wealth, and build legacy. Welcome, Loretta.
Thank you, Jill, for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. And I want to know, you know, obviously you know a lot about this, and I think there are some great challenges that face people in building business. What do you think they are?
Well, there are challenges. Everyone is not designed or cut out to be a business owner. Let me say that first and foremost. I believe every family should have a business to gain a competitive edge in life for themselves and their family, to build legacy. And at the same time, you got to be willing to do the work. Now, some of the challenges, number one, you must be a visionary. Like if you want to run a business, you've got to see what it looks like in the future for yourself. Another challenge is that you want to be passionate about your business. And you're like, yeah, everybody says that, but listen, when times get tough, when you must do the task that you don't want to do, when you'd much rather go to bed or veg out on Netflix, as a business owner, you must be passionate about executing those tasks, because there's no one else that'll do it until you have the ability to delegate, whether you build your team, whether you have virtual assistants, but in the beginning, it's you and your business.
Yeah, and we all know, I mean, I don't know about you, but plenty of times I just want to turn on that tube and go away. But, you know, those times, particularly when it's hard, particularly when we might have certain challenges, cash flow, customers, whatever it is, right? Family issues. I think those are really the time when the rubber meets the road, don't you?
Absolutely. And this is actually part of living life. It was interesting because Colin Powell just recently passed away, and one of his 11 rules of life is things aren't as bad as they seem. And so to be able to become grounded when life knocks you up against the head or throws you a curveball and you're like, oh, one more thing, to become grounded, how do you do that? You stop, you pause, you take deep breaths. For me, it's gratitude, providing gratitude, writing in my gratitude journal for all the things that I take for granted. And that helps to ground me. Also, physical exercise. And I don't mean you got to go to a gym franchise. I mean, you can do jumping jacks, or you can tap yourself, or you can jog in place to get that energy flowing. That's what I mean by grounding yourself. Then that way you can face whatever challenge that may come your way.
I love that. And, you know, we've all had many challenges, as we know, over this past almost going 2 years. And I don't know about you, but I think one of the biggest practices that I've done that's made a huge difference is exactly what you said. I do 5 things I'm grateful for when I wake up in the morning, and that's including when I'm sleepy-eyed and when I don't feel like it and when I'm tired and all that stuff. And then I do it again right before I go to sleep. 5 things I'm grateful for. And boy, what a difference that makes. And by the way, I don't keep a journal. I don't. I just speak them. And that is a beautiful thing. So I recommend that to everybody. Focus more, exactly what Loretta is saying. Focus more, please, on that gratitude.
And you know what I love about what you just said? The 5 things in the morning and the 5 things at night. When you go to bed at night, your brain is working overtime while you're sleeping. And it's focusing on what you thought about right before you went to sleep. So to be able to jot down those 5 things or speak them or whatever distribution platform you choose to use is comfortable for you, please do that. As a matter of fact, my chapter on my latest book that went Amazon bestseller, it is Women Gone Wild, the Fearless Guide to Feminine Living. And I was able to write a chapter on gratitude. So I do appreciate that very, very much.
Oh, that's beautiful. And congratulations on the #1 status. Woo
Thank
woo.
you. It was a lot of fun writing that chapter on gratitude and meeting other powerful women authors as they each provided their contribution in the Women Gone Wild series.
So let me ask you, because I know you work with families, how do you get your family involved in your business?
Yes, it's a great question. Oftentimes, it's great when it is a parent or two parents and their children. That's awesome because usually what happens is that as children grow up, they have chores anyway. And so just being able to think of it from a different mindset as a business, as a matter of fact, the chores that you do, you can also now have a role in the business, whether your high schooler is your IT director or your marketing director, whether your younger one is your office manager or your desk organizer or your paper shredder or all the mundane tasks that need to be done in the business, assign those roles to your children. And guess what? You have the ability by doing that and talk to your accountant and professional. At the same time, though, it's the ability to have them as a tax write-off that you normally wouldn't have access to because you started your own business and your children work in your business. That's the ideal scenario. Now, there are situations where it might be you and a sibling. And then in that case, you be sure you define clear roles when you're working together in business so you know upfront before you go into it rather than trying to figure it out along the way.
Yeah, and I love that. Put your kids to work, you know. Plus, it's a tax write-off and it teaches kids responsibility.
Absolutely.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I love that advice. Thank you for sharing that. So, what are some great tips do you think? What should people do in their business to be more successful?
Well, I think the first thing they want to do is to figure out how to monetize their gifts by identifying what their unique gift is. Everybody has unique gifts and talents, and they don't even think that they can turn it into a business, but you absolutely can. These days, if it's one thing that the pandemic did provide for us, is that individuals are accustomed to being in front of the computer on Zoom. They are accustomed now to doing business online. So it's not necessary to have a brick and mortar business anymore. You can certainly work from home with the tools that you have, a telephone, a laptop, strong internet service, and to be able to develop your business plan so that you can monetize your gifts. That's one of the first things that I would recommend. And then you set your goals. You know, I have an online course called 6 Keys to Starting a Successful Business. And one of those keys is setting your goals. You want to know where you're going, what your targets are on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. And if you're not hitting those targets, how to adjust.
I think, Loretta, that's important information. You know, it is about goals. It is about being focused. I love your very practical advice with your great Mama Soul wisdom. You know, and by the way, how'd you get that name, Mama Soul?
Oh, it comes from individuals who I've had conversations with, and even though I am a native Chicagoan, many people thought that I was born and raised in down south. Actually, both my parents are from South Carolina, and many of their ways and wisdom just stayed with me as I grew up. So between my heritage and the community moms and the church moms, all the way back to the African griots, somehow that wisdom has just resonated with me, and it's up to me to speak it.
I love that. Well, you certainly are speaking it here, and I know our viewers are going to want more of you. So, could you let us know how do they keep in touch with you, and do you have any free gift or anything else that you can offer?
Oh, absolutely. I love giving away free gifts. As a matter of fact, if you go to my website, it is Mama Soul Wisdom. So that's MAMA soulwisdom.com. And on mamasoulwisdom.com, I have a tab. This is free downloads. And in those free downloads, part of it has to do, one of my favorite things that I give away is my secret 2-word phrase to be successful in anything that you do in life, along with the daily affirmations that I use. So you can just go to my website and get that. I also have some other goodies on there. You can pick and choose, having to do with the top 5 mistakes that entrepreneurs make and leadership skills in children. So all of that is available to you at my website. You can stay in touch with me on Facebook and Instagram at Mama Soul Wisdom. That's the best way to connect with me, and at my website.
Oh, super. And I know they're going to want to stay connected with you, Loretta. And I just appreciate you being here with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you for who you are in the world and shining your light with kindness and love and helping others to get their word out, because that's what you do. So I appreciate you very much.
Oh, thank you. And for those of you who are tuning in, I just thank you for being here today, for learning and growing, and for being committed to your success. And in fact, I am committed to your success. So please go check out publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift, because in there, we're going to give you some super ways to keep your name out there and keep your message out there. And my friends, I leave you with this: your message matters. We'll see you next time.